Hi, cozy friends. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. I'm Kennedy, and I have a deep appreciation for hobbies, especially cozy hobbies. I love to talk about them. I love to do them. I have lots of vlogs, and I have another video where we talk a lot about some of my favorite cozy hobbies to get into. So I wanted to bring yet another video to help you find your favorite cozy hobby, your new cozy hobby, whatever it is. I'm just determined to build up a collection of like all the cozy hobbies possible, so you and I can be aware of them all, try them all, and find the one that works best for you. Let's get into it. If you haven't watched my first video on cozy hobbies, go watch it because I go into depth on why I find all of these specific hobbies so cozy and so calming. But here is the definitive list we have so far of all of the cozy hobbies. And you may be looking at this list like, dang Ken, that's a lot of hobbies. I don't know if I could get to all those. Well, here's more. What I like about all of these hobbies is it's a mix of like passive and active hobbies. So if it's passive, I can listen to an audiobook, a podcast, watch a show while I'm doing it. If it's active, I basically have to have like my full attention on the task. And sometimes you're feeling like turning the faucet on high when it comes to stimulus, just adding everything, podcasts, crafts, everything. And then sometimes you want to laser brain hyper focus on one thing, and that's valid too. So we have a mix of everything here, okay? The first is painting, kind of an umbrella term. Painting, oil painting, acrylic painting, watercolors. I mentioned in the last video that creativity and kind of the pressure of creating something interesting or new or pretty was kind of a roadblock to me for finding enjoyment in a hobby. So if you relate to that, I have some options within this hobby that I think will make it enjoyable for you. If you do love to create, if that is cozy and enjoyable for you, the world is your oyster. Paint away. There's classes on Skillshare. There's classes at your local like craft store. There's tutorials on YouTube to learn a new painting hobby, and you can just go to a park and paint landscapes you see. World is your oyster. If creativity is a little bit of a roadblock for you, two things you can do that are my favorite within the painting hobby are paint by number. They do have adult paint by number books and kits on Amazon, I'm sure elsewhere on the internet, but paint by number just takes the pressure off of creativity and allows you to really have that passive time of painting, enjoying the process of painting, even learning like techniques. The second way is just straight up taking a picture from Pinterest, taking a picture from Instagram, and like line by line copying it as well as you can. And that's how, one, you don't have to be creative, and then you can almost learn by trial and error through copying this painting or piece of art, whether it's digital or whatever. If you try and copy it, you're learning by trial and error, different techniques, how to mimic the exact strokes. Disclaimer, do not then like promote this work as your own or anything like that. This is purely just for yourself to learn to enjoy painting. And next we have scrapbooking. I feel like I used to think of scrapbooking as like you have to have this big book and then you have to do everything how your aunt used to do it, where you cut out construction paper and put little corners on the pictures, and you don't have to do any of that. If that's what you enjoy, if that's what you want, if that's what brings you joy and happiness to create a scrapbook kind of in the classic style, go for it. Scrapbook your life, scrapbook your travel. Or the way that I like to scrapbook is I just collect as many things as I can, kind of little souvenirs like museum tickets, movie tickets, things like that. And I literally will just like staple or tape them into this journal that I've had. And I've had it for like going on 7-8 years now. And I just put all of these little things from my travel or just daily life, if I feel like it, stickers that I get from events. It's not aesthetic. It's not even cohesive sometimes, but it's really fun to look back on this journal and just know what stage of my life I was at by looking at these little pieces that I've collected over time. And it's more of like a lifelong hobby, if that makes sense. And I think that's really cool. It's a little snapshot of your life at different moments without the pressure of like making it look beautiful, but you can do that too. Next is felting. A lot of people commented about felting in the last video, and I was like, how could I forget about this? I think you could characterize it as like a textile craft, but I think it's a little bit different. It kind of stands on its own. Felting is essentially taking like these little wool pieces and like felting it together in a little animal, a little object. A lot of the time they have felting kits. That's how I'm starting my felting journey. I got one from Daiso. I'm really excited about it. It's a cute little lamb, and the kits make it really easy, but if you kind of improve your skills over time and get comfortable, I think think you can really just go crazy with the things that you create. One of my really good friends made me this, which is so cute. It's a little Junimo felting plush. And they said that it was really easy, just it took a lot of time, but it was easy. So if you like something that takes time but is easy and you want something cute like this, I just love it. And I can't wait to try it for myself in my hobby vlogs. Next is something I tried for the first time very recently. It's going to be in my upcoming Cozy Hobby vlog. Sticker by number. Somebody mentioned this in the last video's comments as well, and I was so grateful for it because it's really just, again, taking the pressure of creativity off. They have so many different kinds of books. I got mine from Amazon. It's this like beautiful floral kind of vintage style book. There's all of the pages in the first half of the book, and in the end of the book it has all of the sticker pages. You can rip them off, which makes it really easy so you don't have to like flip back and forth. It's literally just paint by number, but it's stickers. So you just peel it off, put it on. It is so calming, and it's so nice to see the end result of just like this beautiful picture. It's really quick, but it's one of those things that you can do while you're, again, passively listening to other things. I will say, if you are a perfectionist, this might add a little bit of stress. This might be stress inducing for you. I'm okay with something not being perfectly lined up. I'm okay with looking at an end product and being like, that is not perfect, but I'm fine with moving on to the next one. Who cares? If you are somebody who is kind of like a perfectionist when it comes to things like this, and it will frustrate you to have to like perfectly line something up, and if the end result doesn't look good, you're going to be frustrated, this might not be for you. So I'm just pointing that out there, a little disclaimer. It's not for everybody, but if you are somebody who can kind of like let something go and just be like, I enjoyed the process, then this is definitely for you. And if you need maybe like a practice in that, if you're trying to get from a perfectionist to that point, because that used to be me, then maybe this is a good practice. You know, maybe this is a good exercise to learn how to be okay with not everything being perfect. Next is polymer clay, and this is such a huge category because there's so much you can do with polymer clay. Earrings, you can make just little figurines, keycaps for your keyboards. And I have yet to try this, but I really want to within the year because I am really big on like food figurines, like miniature food. I go crazy for it. And sometimes I'll look for some online and I'm like, I would have done this differently. You know, I would have made this slightly differently. I want it to look more realistic or more cartoonish, or like nobody's made it, nobody's thought to make it. And I'm like, I need to just make it myself. I just think it's so cute, and it seems pretty simple to start with. I think kind of the more realistic styles do take a lot of like technique and skill, and you have to kind of look up tutorials on YouTube or Skillshare or something like that. These are polymer clay. I have so many little food earrings. This little switch charm is polymer clay. Yeah, and I just think it's an exciting one. You could just create something out of your bare hands, just create something cute and joyous, you know? I think that's so cool. There's an easy version of this. There's kits on Amazon, so it just comes with everything you need. You can make little miniature food ones, miniature animal ones, and then there are little mini like surprise mini food ones. I have one that I'm gonna try on a Cozy Hobby vlog, but it's just a little mini kit of mini food. How many times am I gonna say mini? It's a little ball, you open it up, and it's a little kit, and you make one piece of food out of clay. I just think it's so cool. I think it's so cool and so cute. So that's another idea. Next is pottery, and two options. There's like air dry clay you can use, and then there's like the wheel where you have to like put something in a kiln and stuff. That one seems a little more complex, you know, still very cozy, still love the vibes of pottery and pottery studios, but not everybody has access to pottery studios. Not everyone has access to kilns. That can be like pricey, just like you literally might be not close enough to one in your area. But if you have the access, you should definitely look it up and see if there's like pottery workshops in your area or something like that. But they do have air dry clay. You can order kits and then you can like paint it at home. It's all very cute, very simple, very straightforward. And again, another one that seems kind of forgiving. You know, you're working with the material as you're going. If you mess up a little, you can like mold it back together, keep trying new things, learn little techniques. It's just the coziest of hobbies. You can make little tea mugs, you can make little trinket dishes. Next is collecting. This is very broad, very broad. Collecting can mean anything. But personally, I collect stickers. I collect nostalgic toys from my childhood, stuffed animals. I collect figurines of characters that I really like. It's not something that's like active all the time where I'm like constantly searching the internet or constantly out in the stores looking for something, but it's something like those are interests that I have that I do collect. And just like having those little things that you know you love and like sparks joy for you. I think it's more of a mindset shift of like, I don't know, I collect vintage kitschy bags or something. And then it makes you so happy to like go out and just stumble upon a vintage kitschy bag that you can add to your collection. I'm sure a lot of us have kind of little categories like that of things we collect. But if you don't have a little category that you collect, maybe consider like just creating one. You're like just starting a new one. It's really fun to just have a little collection thing that like when someone's thinking of you, they can always get you that thing and you'll always be happy with the present or like the surprise gift because it's part of your collection. So just browse, think of things that bring you joy, maybe from childhood, maybe from adulthood, whatever it is. The next one is bullet journaling. This one is very, very straightforward. I feel like most people know what bullet journaling is. If you don't, it's this form of journaling where you create kind of spreads in a blank journal. You could do more like lifestyle things. Like I made one that was a habit tracker. I made one that was a book tracker for how many books I'm reading for the year. There's so much good inspiration on Instagram and Pinterest. There's just so much good inspiration. You could do lifestyle things like that, or you could do planning things like day-to-day to-dos, calendars for the month. You can do like drawn themes around the spread. It's very, very fun. You could do like fun washi tape or like print out little pictures or get stamps. I personally did this for years because I just never found a planner that really got all of the things that I wanted to have on the page. So I would just like make my own, and it was really helpful for just being able to like customize what I needed out of a planner. And if you haven't gotten into it yet, this is a disclaimer that you will unfortunately spend a lot of money on journals, markers, washi tape, like all of the little like gadgets and doodads to make a bullet journal will send you down a rabbit hole, a shopping rabbit hole. Okay, a really quick one that seems obvious, I'm just adding it to the list because I feel like we need a comprehensive list, okay, is baking. I am not a baker, but a lot of people find joy out of baking. You can really make it a passive thing while you like watch something, listen to something. Creative baking, creative cooking, whatever it may be, creative mocktail making, I think can be really fun and really enjoyable, especially if you're making like cute little like kawaii cakes or cupcakes or cookies or focaccia breads. Like that mixed with gardening and like foraging, such a cozy homemaking hobby that I wish I had a bone in my body that was interested in that kind of stuff. Quickly just mentioning that for the list for people that are interested in things like that. Or might be, you know, maybe you don't know yet. Maybe you haven't like dipped your toe into baking and cooking and foraging and gardening, canning, preserving, all kinds of like food and things. Maybe you could try it. Another quick one is puzzles. A lot of people mentioned this on my last one. Puzzles are so cozy. You can just, again, set up a show, listen to an audiobook, do a little puzzle. You could do it with friends, family. You could do it by yourself. This is a big one. They have these puzzle mats. They have them on Amazon. Puzzle mats, you can do the puzzle on it. It has this inflatable thing that you put on the end. You roll it up and you can take it off the table so that you can use the table. You don't have to have a table out of use for, you know, gatherings or things like that. It makes the puzzle mobile. Love that. So puzzles. Next is keyboard making. This is a kind of specific techie one, but I love making keyboards. There's something about it that's so satisfying, and they've been coming out with more and more very aesthetic, very cozy accessories and keycaps and actual boards. I'm going to give you an example, but this is my keyboard. It's just so cute, you know, and you don't really see cute keyboards. And I never really saw cute keyboards or thought about keyboards being cozy. And now I'm obsessed with them. I have a whole video on like keyboard making 101, mechanical keyboards, which are the ones that you can like customize. But it's just such a cozy, fun hobby, you know, like finding keycaps that you like, finding like custom keycaps on like Etsy and stuff. So rewarding. And then you get a cute keyboard to tap away at with the perfect keyboard sound that you personally picked out for yourself. And lastly, we have candle making. This one is very involved, so I'm putting it last because I don't know how many people are going to be like, yes, candle making. You really have to like take up a lot of space. There's like boiling involved, there's heating elements, there's pouring. Like it's very, very involved, but I do think it is just inherently a cozy hobby. I can't exclude it from the list. You can customize and create your own scents using different essential oils. You can make it as like minimally toxic as possible by using natural ingredients. And at the end of it, you have the coziest item of all, a candle to burn and set the environment for all of your other cozy hobbies that you're doing. And those are all the cozy hobbies we have for today. If you listen to anything in this video, listen to this And listen very closely, cozy friends. Repeat after me. You do not have to be perfect at any new hobby that you try. You do not even have to be good. Hobbies are for winding down, feeling cozy, returning to that like weightless feeling of childhood. They aren't for perfecting and monetizing, and you don't even have to share them with the world if you don't want to. Give yourself the gift of removing the pressure that we tend to put on new skills that we pick up, and instead just enjoy it for what it is. One of my favorite classic Tumblr quotes is, "In another universe, my window is open and I'm laying on my floor. I'm 12 years old. Nothing bad has happened to me." This feeling is what cozy hobbies and activities should bring to you. Embrace imperfection and whimsy. I love you. Stay cozy. Bye.